Hello and welcome to the video. I recently spent a week in Chile, going to Santiago for a few days and then the northern part of Patagonia as part of a larger, big trip to South America. Enjoy the video. This place was awesome. Great food, great beer. Not too expensive. Really liked it. This is the view from my Airbnb here in Santiago. Pretty nice. That's an art museum across the street there. And this is the room. Not bad, actually. Here for 4 nights. This is the front of the art museum. My Airbnb is over there. It's a beautiful building. This is the park across the street from it, which is also pretty nice. This is a muddy river. Climbing up the lookout here. A lot of steps. If it was clear, you could see a lot farther, but there's a lot of smog. I am on Cerro San Cristobal, which means St. Christopher's Hill. Nice walking paths up here. I'm gonna try to go to the funicular and take it to the top. Couldn't find the funicular, so decided to walk up. It's not that far, about a mile, but it's all up. Made it all the way to the top. There are a million people up here. Sunday morning around 10 o'clock. See the whole city from here. And mountains. It's funny, there's a huge tower behind the statue, and I still only have a 3G signal. Go figure. No one's paying attention to the sign. And the cable car across. I gotta say, they got some really nice parks in this city. Very nice. Bike tour. Faster. Told I had to have a completo when I was in Chile, and here it is. It's good. It's like a big hot dog with avocado, mayonnaise, and tomato on it. Delicious. That's pretty awesome. Doing a guided hike in Maipo Canyon. 8 kilometers. Should be fun. Drove about an hour and a half, 2 hours out of Santiago to get here.
tarantula hawk wasp feeds specifically on tarantulas.
Oh.
They hunt tarantulas. And it has the second most painful sting in the world, rocks. You need these rocks to decompose. This process of decomposition comes in two ways: erosion and weathering. It's full of life, full of little bugs swimming inside, and no one is.
This is a natural spring. It's teeming with life. And that horse made it all the way up here with us. Guided hike I took was awesome. Got to see a lot of cool things outside the city, glaciers and mountains and valleys. Beautiful. The guide was amazing. He knew so much about geology of the area. Really awesome. Really enjoyed it. That was delicious, so fresh, awesome. If you're coming to Santiago, go to the Mercado Central. The seafood is so fresh. There's like 20 different seafood restaurants there. I don't know which one's better than the other, but I just picked one and went with it and was not disappointed. This is a grilled pork rib. Looks really good. That dinner was delicious. Pork was cooked perfectly, and the potatoes were really good. Everything was really good. My tour guide from the hike yesterday recommended that place, and he was spot on. That's the most ivy I've ever seen on one building. Hello, I am in Balmaceda Airport near Kayak, Chile. I just flew here from Santiago, one of the most beautiful flights I've ever been on. Mountains and lakes, and it was perfectly clear so we could see everything. Beautiful flight, about 2-hour flight. Now I'm heading to Puerto Rio Tranquillo, going to see a glacier tomorrow and then kayaking the day after. And then I'm gonna head back up here and see some more stuff. So it should be a fun few days. I just drove 3 hours from Balmaceda Airport to Puerto Rio Tranquillo, and it was 100 miles, and it took me 3 hours because at least 60 miles of it was dirt road. It's the longest I've ever driven down a dirt road. I think my previous record's 40 miles. But it was incredibly scenic. I just wanted to get down here fast, so I didn't take any video or anything, but I have to go back that way, so I'll take a lot of video on the way back. That steak was good, but the mushroom risotto was to die for. Good morning. Today I was supposed to take a boat ride to San Rafael Lagoon and go see a glacier, but they canceled it because of the weather. You know, it's a nice sunny day, but I think it's really windy out on the water, and that's why they're not going today. So I'm going to take a drive up to a different glacier Let's see if I can find it. This is called Cascada La Nutria. Cascada is waterfall in Spanish. I was driving to the glacier and this was on the side of the road. It's huge. Got 2 glaciers up here. Costs about $3 to do this trail. Not too bad. There's a long trail that's 4 hours and there's a short one that's 30 minutes. I'm doing the 30-minute one because it looks like it's going to rain and I don't want to get stuck out here. There is Glaciar de los Exploradores, or Glacier of the Explorers. Pretty good view from up here. About a half mile up to get here. Not too bad. The drive to get here was actually worse than the hike. It took about an hour, hour and a half, 30 miles down a totally dirt road. But the views were spectacular the whole way. And we got a couple of waterfalls up here. That is really an amazing scene. You got the big glacier on the bottom and then the glaciers in the mountains. Really incredible. Here's the one from a bit lower, so there's no trees in the way. Fantastic. I had to drive across 3 or 4 of these sketchy bridges to get here, but it was worth it. It took about an hour from Puerto Rio Tranquilo. And look at this view. Look at the size of these leaves. Here's my hand. These things are gigantic. I think this is that same giant rhubarb that I saw when I was in Scotland. This is Lago Bayo. B-A-Y-O. One of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen. When I said this was an incredibly scenic drive, I was not lying. There's basically nobody else out here. Waterfall there. Wait till you see all the waterfalls I'm about to show you. Look at all these waterfalls. It's incredible. Okay, so while I'm disappointed that I didn't get to go on that boat tour, that was a great alternative to doing that road trip to see the glacier, and the drive was actually even better than the glacier. It was an amazing drive. I'm so glad I did it. So I would have missed that if I went on the boat tour. So everything's a trade-off. Staying in the town of Puerto Rio Tranquilo. Small town, very touristy. More lamb. I love lamb. That lamb was delicious. Good morning. Today I'm doing a kayaking tour of Marble Caves. Didn't get much sleep because people next to me were very loud all night. Very annoying. But hopefully this will be fun. Here we go. Here we go. It's gonna be awesome. We're going in. This is fantastic. Perfect day, too. That's called the cathedral. The little one was called the chapel. And then back here, those are the tunnels, or the tunnel. This is actually made of marble, and these cliffs are marble as well. That is the chapel. That was fantastic. Definitely one of the highlights of my trip to Patagonia. Loved it. Heading out of Puerto Rio Tranquilo, heading up to Kayak. Gonna see a lot of great views along the way, so here's one of them. This lake is actually called Lago General Carrera in Chile, and it also goes into Argentina, and over there it's called Lago Buenos Aires. So that's the difference. The color of this lake is astounding. sitting here for about 10 minutes. I have no idea what's going on, but it's really annoying. Cool looking tree. This is the town of Kayak, where I'm staying tonight. Actually, the next 2 nights. Much bigger town than I thought it was going to be. Got a chili with shrimp and a mixed green salad, which is all greens. And the beer is delicious. The food was good, not great. My Airbnb host said she loves it there. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. The beer was great, but the food was good, not great. This waterfall is called El Salto. This is Lago Frio, which means cold lake. And there's a lot of cows. Shrimp risotto looks delicious. This is so delicious. This place is awesome. It's a little hard to find because it's tucked away. Definitely worth finding it. Well, my time in Patagonia has come to an end at a crowded airport here in Balmaceda, Chile, waiting for the plane. Patagonia was amazing. One of the most beautiful places on earth. You have to come back and see more. It's incredibly beautiful. Everybody should see it. Amazing.